What up, Hildon, signing back into 6 days of snow, and no, I did not have to re-record this part of the segment again. Okay, well, I don't even know why I do that. Yeah, I ended up having to record because I'm just having so many problems with my recording systems right now. It is just going crazy. Hopefully, it's fucking working right now. Hopefully, and if it's not, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really don't know what I'm gonna do. But this is my life right now. This is my life. But we're here because we are now, the last episode, these two were in an argument. And now we are now. Yes, I put two nows in there. We are now stepping in, finally. Because I hate arguments. I really hate them because, as I said in the last episode, there is no real winner. There is no... Oh, but then again, a lot of times sometimes it's hard to argue. It's hard not to argue. But anyways, Reiko isn't a bad daughter. It was a simple statement, but it was enough. Ms. Kakiuchi didn't let go of Reiko's wrist, but her grip slackened. She turned her head, looking at me with undisguised hatred, as no, I don't even know what that word is, perpetratress should look at her guests. I'm not even sure what's trying to pronounce either. It was the kind of look that would have earned this establishment a very scathing review indeed. Had I not known this gesture would have be entirely useless and wouldn't help Reiko in the slightest. In fact, it would probably have made things worse. Yeah, it would, because in the last, because I was also complaining about why was he standing there. But at the same time, I contradict myself by saying that if you step in, that it would screw things up a lot. Oh, Miss Kaku said, her eyes flashing. Oh? And what right do you have to say that, Mr. Tanabe? You have only been here 3 days. Do you profess you know my daughter better than I do? Okay, this is where I am at a loss, because I don't know what I would even say. I have no clue what I would even say, because this is just absolutely irritating. No, that isn't it, I said, struggling to keep my voice smooth. It isn't Reiko's fault that she was absent, it was mine. What do you mean? I wanted to go for a walk, and I asked Reiko to accompany me. I didn't feel comfortable venturing into the forest by myself. And this is where we're digging ourselves a hole. Miss Kaikuchi looked me up and down, her eyes narrowed. Is that so? Yes, I said, and bowed my head deeply. I apologize for any offense I might have caused. But you didn't seem to have any problems going into the forest alone 2 days ago. Yes, that's where we're digging ourselves a hole, guys. We screwed up big time on this one. Yes, I remembered. I had asked Miss Kaikuchi if there was anywhere I could go for a walk, and she had responded in turn. Just keep to the signs. If you don't stray from the signs, you'll be fine. I had set off on my own, lost in my indolent and not entirely important thoughts. Reiko hadn't been with me back then, and neither had I asked for a companion. It was little wonder Miss Kakuchi didn't trust me. And why would she? Why should she? And to her, I was nothing more than an unwanted interloper, forcing myself between her and her daughter. Yeah, we don't want any of that. It was crude, really, uncouth. As a stranger, I had no real right to insert myself into these conversations. It would have been much more gentlemanly to skirt about the two warring actions and retreat to my room. But I couldn't do that. I might have been a stranger, but had become too involved with Reiko to let her suffer alone. And that's where you also made another mistake. Because if this game truly is going into the direction that I think, where he's actually falling in love with this little girl and going to commit to an affair, I'm not very comfortable with it. But the story is actually quite nice, which is why I'm not dropping it. I'll actually tell you the truth, I wouldn't drop it even if that was the case. But I really do like this story. But this is where he's making another freaking mistake. I just wanted to see if there was any interesting sights. I thought Reiko might know, given she has... I thought it would be better to have a guide than to search by myself. Sights? What sights? There are none. Yes, well, Reiko told me that, but I was insistent. I'm afraid I caused some problems for her. She was in the middle of shoveling the snow, of course. But you mean to tell me you took advantage of her? Miss Kakichi pressed. Her grip on Reiko's wrist grew weaker and weaker. You forced her to accompany you against her will? I didn't see it like that at the time, I confess. I mean, I am paying you, so... Yeah, we're digging ourselves a very, very big hole in this one. You are paying for food and board, not my daughter. Reiko isn't for sale. Her time is rather more expensive than anything you could hope to give me. Yes, I realize that now. She's lucky to be cared for so deeply. I see now that I can't compete. Of course you can't, Miss Kakichi sniffling. How could anybody compete with a mother's love? No one really, unless the mother is a bitch, which she is being a bitch right now. She's entirely... I don't understand, we dug ourselves a giant hole on this one. But, go back a little bit to where these two started arguing. I think she overreacted a ginormous amount. I don't think she's actually reacting how things should be and not... man, she's just overreacting, like, hardly. Oh boy, talk about control of... Well, quite. Miss Kaikuchi sighed as though she had a headache and let go of Reiko's wrist. The young girl whimpered, rubbing it with her right hand. Reiko's head was hanging so I couldn't clearly see her face, but perhaps that was a good thing. I knew she wouldn't be smiling, not like she had earlier. I feared this confrontation had knocked all the joy out of Reiko, like dust being beaten from a tatami mat. What if she couldn't bring herself to smile around me again? Her mother wouldn't have approved of it, I was sure. Her mother didn't approve of much. I appreciate that you were trying to do your duty as a good host, Reiko, but you don't need to listen to everything the guests say. You have more than enough work to be getting along with. Did you mean getting done with? Yes, mother. And as for you, Mr. Tanami, Miss Kakuichi straightened up. I think you should keep your distance from my Reiko. My Reiko. The possessive Miss Kakuichi bothered me. She spoke as though she was daring me to lay another finger upon her most prized possession. I wanted to tell her that Reiko was not a possession. She was her own person, not nearly as helpless or immature as Miss Kakuichi seemed to give her credit for. But I didn't think that would have done any good. I am so glad you didn't go that far. So glad. We're already a deep enough hole as it is. Perhaps Miss Kakuichi could not recognize Reiko's desired independence because she had nursed her as a baby. In her eyes, Reiko would always be a little girl. Not just any little girl, her little girl. Any and mothers always know best. I agree with that to 90%. Mothers, 90% of the time, usually know best. There's that 10% where they don't know. But still, trust your mother most of the time. I apologize, I said again, bowing my head, because there was nothing else I could do. I don't want to come between you, and I can see now it was wrong of me. Quite wrong. Indeed it was, said Miss Kakuchi artfully. I know Reiko's pretty, but she's far too young. She doesn't have any experience. If she's charmed you, I'm sure it was inadvertent. A sniff. If you're after the attentions of a pretty young girl, you can flirt with the other maids. The other maids? Other maids? Wait, there's other people here? Okay, this is where I left off a little bit before. I think okay, so I talk to Yoshiko and Mayako, but leave my Reiko alone. And there's the Mai again. There it is. And there he goes, the possessive. Yeah, okay. Mai. I could see it clearly, though Miss Kaikuchi was no longer clinging to her daughter's wrist. There was a bond between them far stronger than the tiniest thread from folk legend, the red string of fate. This was no string, it was force from iron. Watch out for that, boys and girls. Oh boy. The 5th day. Well, hello there! The following day dawned, and at breakfast it was not Riku who came to my room to serve me food or to clear my plate away. Clear away my plates. Instead, it was one of the other girls, Yoshiko, who I did not know there were other ladies here, other maids here. I had no idea that these people were here. But I'm actually going to have to go ahead and end the episode here, guys, because now I'm hoping that my recording it didn't get corrupted again. I hope. So, cross your fingers, guys. But anyways, thank y'all for watching, and if you like this video, press that like button, like it, and as always, stay active and stay connected, guys. I'll see you on the next one. This is Zircon, signing out. Bye, y'all!